how do you attract, how do you train, and how do you retain talent? That's what we're talking to leaders about, is like, how do you attract, like, we want to attract the best talent available. And then when we get that talent, we want to train the talent. And then as we're training the talent, the desire is for us to retain talent. So this morning, Brandon, who you can see behind me, Brandon came in earlier than he was even supposed to come in today. And so it gave him and I a chance to sit down and chat about his 5-year goals, right? So Brandon is 18 years old, and you know, for my buddies that lead and own businesses, like, we're at Alluring Glass, we're trying all this stuff, and I'm going to share with you this morning what we're trying to do with young, talented people like Brandon. So I said to Brandon this morning, I just pulled him into, he's working in the warehouse, and I just pulled him, I said, hey, can you come here for a second? And he came. So I'm going to ask him if he remembers some of the things that I asked him this morning. Brandon, do you remember? Like I said, he's 18, so I said, okay, 5 years, 19, 20, 21, 22, 22, 20, 23. 23, when you're 23, what are some of the things that you want to be true? Do you remember some of those things, Brandon?
Yeah, it was, I want to pay off my car.
So one of them was paying off his car.
Pay off my car.
Yep.
I want to buy a home.
He wants to buy a house. Okay.
I want to get married.
He wants to get married. He is dating, right? So
Right.
maybe your girlfriend shouldn't watch this. Well, all right.
That's whatever.
All right.
I want to go see my dad in Mexico.
Wants to go to Mexico to see his father. Yep.
And I want to travel across the world, go to Europe.
He wants to go to Europe. Yeah.
Yep.
And then you want to give money to charities.
Right.
What charity do you want to give to?
CAP.
Yes, you do. So, all right. So I met with Brandon and we mapped out those things, and I said, okay, so now what we need to do is re-engineer from 5 years back to today, right? Today, and build a plan, which we're going to do actually today with him, which I'll share with you guys if he gives me permission, a roadmap for him to achieve the things that he wants to achieve. And then as we build the roadmap, we need to have make sure that we have very objective, right, progression that we can, just like a scale, that we can measure his progress as we plan this. We take his 5-year plan, re-engineer it back to today, right, Friday, January, whatever it is. And then we start from here, and we start a plan, a very intentional plan that has very objective measurements that we look at on a weekly basis, Brandon, or a monthly basis, Brandon, and or a quarterly basis. Probably too long, but we actually start progressing towards that. So you've got a willing person in Brandon, right? You've got a company like ours that wants to invest in him and wants to help him achieve his goals. And oh, by the way, one of the things that we talked about is, like, does Alluring Glass lose on this? Like, if we help Brandon, which my plan is we're actually going to do this, we're going to help Brandon achieve all those things in 5 years. Right now we got video documentation of it, right? So we help Brandon achieve all those things. What do you think is going to happen to Alluring Glass, right? What do you think is going to happen to Alluring Glass and our team when somebody like Brandon achieves all those goals, right? Brandon's going to be committed, loyal to us, and he's going to know exactly how to do this. So Brandon, when we bring in other young talent like yourself, which Brandon is uber talented, when we bring in other talent like him, Brandon, you'd probably be willing to help other people do the same thing, right?
Right.
And you hear these stupid sayings like, if you help enough other people get what they want, you'll get what you want. So as you think about Brandon recalibrating his 5-year plan to 10 years and 15 years and 20 years, and he helps 2 or 3 other young men or women achieve their goals, what do you think is going to happen to his career? So again, not easy. It's going to be freaking messy. It's going to be Brandon. It's going to be really hard, but right, this is some of the ingredients that we think that will attract great talent like Brandon, train great talent like Brandon, and then, Lord willing, retain great talent like Brandon.